Hey guys, welcome back to the channel McNallie Money, home of all things stock, investment, and personal finance related. Now for today's video, I'm really excited to introduce a brand new guest to the channel, the CEO of SATO Technologies. This is another Bitcoin mining company that we have yet to cover on the channel. I've got a lot of questions to go through, but before we get into it, please take a second, hit the like button, you guys. It's a big help to myself and the channel. If you're not already subscribed, McNallie Money, feel free to join. And let me know in the comment section below if you're currently holding shares of SATO Technology, if you have any questions for the CEO, and what your outlook is on the price of Bitcoin going into next year's halving event. Now with that being said, let's get into today's interview. Okay guys, so that's right. Today's video, we've got an exciting guest for you, the co-founder, chairman, and CEO of SATO Technologies, Romain Nouzareth. Now Romain is new to the channel. We haven't covered this stock before. We're really excited to welcome him and learn a little bit more about SATO Technologies today. So Romain, thanks so much for being with us.
Well, thank you very much, Bryce. It's a real pleasure to be with you today. We're following your videos for a long time. We love all of the Bitcoin miners you are covering. I think they are doing extremely good jobs, and we just want to follow them. So we're happy to be here and to be able to talk about what we've been doing and where we're going to be going to.
Sure, yeah, it's great to have you as part of the community. I was just saying, I think you're the 9th or 10th CEO now we've had in this Bitcoin mining sector. So definitely great to have you guys included. Now, Romain, since it's your first time here, can you give us a little introduction of yourself, how you ended up at SATO Technologies, and then we'll get into what the company and the operations look like.
Well, I didn't end up at SATO Technologies. I created it.
Okay, yeah,
with,
fair enough.
Few other people back in 2017. I did it with my brother Matthew, who is also an entrepreneur in the tech world. He's now the chief business officer at the Sandbox, and two other guys also in crypto. And we decided to start mining Bitcoin. We were all living in New York City, and we decided to set our operation in Quebec. They have amazing energy. It's well priced. It's stable energy, and that's how we started to build our mining facility. We signed 20 megawatts of energy that we've built over the years. And now we are running 20 megawatts of energy at SATO Technologies. We are close to 0.6 exahash of mining power. And we've been listed on the stock market in 2021 under the ticker SATO. Why the stock market? Again, we want to follow others Bitcoin miners. And we want to raise capital at scale with the right tools. That's what we've been working on this. For myself, I'm an entrepreneur for the past 25 years. I started in 1995 in the tech world. I've done gaming, casual gaming platforms. Was passionate with Bitcoin since a long time, since 2013, reading about it, following it, going to sorts of meetups back in the days. And in 2017, that's where we decided to start. We've been running the company so far as full operators. So we have no intermediaries between ourselves and our energy. And it's very important in the coming time because the halving is coming, the difficulty is increasing, and we need to be thinking about the other steps. As infrastructure people, we are building infrastructure, we are transforming our energy, we are running our computers, and we do self-mining. So all of the computing power that we are exploiting today is 100% self-mining.
Okay, great. Yeah, there's a lot there, and I was taking a look at the investor deck prior to this meeting, and I know it talks about your HPC, high performance computing, some AI strategy, so I want to get into that. So just to confirm or clarify, I guess, for the viewers, so your operations are based in Quebec, Canada, at a single facility at this point in time. I think I read 100% renewable energy. I imagine hydro in Quebec?
Yeah, the grid in Quebec, it's 95% hydro, and the rest is also renewable energy.
Great. And
it's an amazing energy. It's an amazing energy, not only because it's green, but also because it's stable. And that's what you need when you mine Bitcoin, and when you run a data center, you need your energy to never stop. Even so, we can modulate it with some ways, curtailment and everything. I'm not going to go into that today, but we can modulate our energy. But the energy in Quebec is extremely stable, 100% renewable. and it's well priced. We have one of the best electricity price in the world. It's around 4.3 cents a kilowatt hour, all in, and that's a very important element for Bitcoin mining.
Yeah, and I want to talk about some of those points of differentiation, like power and cost of power in a second here. And current operations are 0.6 exahash, correct?
Correct. A little bit less than that. We are running around a little bit less than 6,000 Bitcoin miners of new generation, S19, S19 Pros, Watts miner. We've been building our mine over the years. We started in 2017 with buying S9s. Very early on, I think it was like in October, November. And then we've been growing our mining facilities by adding and having the newest generation of the miners. Because in the business, and I'm sure everyone has told you the same thing, efficiency is key.
Yeah.
You need to be efficient when you run your computers. You need to extract Bitcoin as much as possible between the energy you receive and the computers that you run that are producing Bitcoin. And in these steps, you manage your energy, how you manage your heat, how you manage your computing power. You have a few percentage that you can gain in efficiency. And that's what we've been working on. That's for our work. But the efficiency in our business, our industry, is also coming from the Bitcoin miners itself. They are becoming more performant. The ASICs is a lower size. It's using less energy means less heat. It's better for everything. You've probably saw the release of the announcement of the S21 from BitName. It's an interesting miner. We can talk about it maybe another time. So efficiency is key, and having the right energy is what you need first.
So that's a great segue then. So efficiency and sourcing your energy. So what would you say, in addition to those points, are the key differentiators for SATO Technologies?
Well, the first one I would say is our financials. And this is, of course, the best way to look at a company, a new company that you've never seen. Go look at the financial, understand how they are managing their money, their debt, and all these kind of things. What we've shown in the past is that we were very careful in our growth strategy. One, by not doing dilution to our shareholders, but also to continue growing and deploying capital to grow bigger. So we went from 2 megawatt to 20 megawatt. Now we want to do the same type of growth in the coming months. But if you look at our financials, you will see mainly two things. One, in 2022, in Q1 of last year, we were operating cash flow positive. It means that in the industry, our data center can run by itself. It makes money. It's great. We've done a mix, a balance of hosting and self-mining for some time. Now we are 100% self-mining. The other thing that our financials are showing is that in Q1 2023, we made a net profit. So we are also making money at the company. And it's extremely important because it shows that we are financially secure to pass different kind of situations that may arise in the future. And at the same time that we are continuing growing because we went from not only doing self-mining and hosting to completely self-mining. So we manage our company this way. And what we proved is that we were able to be very efficient. One way to monitor the efficiency of Bitcoin miners, as you know, is the number of Bitcoin they produce per exahash. Anthony Power on Twitter, for example, is doing a monthly follow-up because we are also publishing our monthly results or production results like any other Bitcoin miners. And they are able to do a ranking of different kind of Bitcoin miners on different kind of ratio, which I think it's great because we need this kind of granularity in understanding our business. It's important. It's not only the biggest who are the winner in the industry, the most efficient. But to find out who is efficient, you really need to look at different kind of part, the electricity price, how the center is run, how the energy and the heat is managed, all of this kind of stuff. So to come back to your questions, financially, I think it's remarkable, and I'm sorry to tap myself on ourselves because it's not only me, of course, it's a team, but it's in this industry, it was a rough time. Huh?
Yeah.
2021, 2022 for Bitcoin miners, it's difficult because you are in a position where the difficulty is growing and the price of the Bitcoin is not exploding or sometimes decreasing. And this is the two variables in our business that can change everything. So you need to make sure that you're building for the next halving and the next halving. And to do that, you need to have steady financials, meaning that you're efficient. and a low price of energy, and no intermediary between managing your energy and your computing power.
Yeah, I think you hit the nail on the head there, Romain. And we've had Anthony on the channel. I'm familiar with his rankings, and SATO Technologies is consistently high there. And we've had a lot of viewers, subscribers interested in this company, and that's why I was so excited to have you on. So I'm glad you brought that up. The financials were another thing that was included in the investor presentation. I took note of this morning, actually, because exactly that. We're in a bear market. It's tough conditions. And to be cash flow positive from operations is remarkable. So I'd encourage you guys to take a look at that on the website. I'll leave it linked below. Now, next question for you. I know you guys have transitioned recently to self-mining, and that represents a big step for the company. So talk to us about that. Why is it important? Why did you make that move?
So the first thing about this that I would say is how we financed it. And we financed it via debt with our Swiss bank partner called Signum Bank. And with them, more than a year ago, we started to develop a product for deploying debt based on the hash rate. It's not a new product. It has been done before, but it was done by different kind of hedge funds. And when you look at the financial of this debt, it's very expensive. And we never wanted to do that because we've seen what could happen to other Bitcoin miners who did bad debt deal in the last bull. So we wanted to be extremely cautious. And we did a deal with them where it's a loan backed by our hash rate. And we have one of the best, or probably the best deal of the industry, which is 9.5% interest rate over 3 years. So we are financing our Bitcoin miners this way. And we are financing this way because that were miners that were hosted in our center before. So we've been able to deploy them. We've been able to manage them as hosting providers or hosting partners. And then now we bought them with this loan. And we used to do a loan because it's non-dilutive, as you know, for our shareholders. And that was the best way for us to achieve a goal of our company, which was to become 100% self-mining. So we were very happy and energized or excited by this thing, because being 100% self-mining sets you into the rank of one of the biggest miners out there. It's true we are small. We don't have the same kind of exahash the biggest miner have, but we've proven that we've been able to do it for 20 megawatt. We know how to do it for 200 megawatt or more, and that's where we are going to. We want to do it for Bitcoin mining. We also want to do it for AI and HPC, which you bought like a few minutes ago. It's a new business for us, but I believe Bitcoin miners have a role to play into manufacturing, developing, hosting data centers made for computing power for AI and HPC. We want to bring the same recipes to this new industry. We will be different than Google, Amazon, IBM data centers. They have built certain types of data centers. We are not competing there, but we believe we will have something to bring in that industry. Other Bitcoin miners are doing it too. We are not the only one. We believe it's a great complement to what we do. It's where we can bring something into the industry. So we have started an MVP to be able to host computing power for AI. It's a long subject. I'm happy to discuss about it with you more, but you have a different chain between buying the GPUs and running your CPUs. What do you do with the computing power? Do you sell it by minute, by kilowatt hour? Well, I know it's by minute. How is it going to evolve? The market is here. The demand is exploding. We know in our DNA, we are transforming energy into computing power. The computing power that we've made today, Bitcoin mining. First, because we believe in Bitcoin, we are big Bitcoin believers, but also because it's a good business. In bear market, it's difficult. You make less, but in bull market, which we hope will come at some point, we don't know how. It's an extremely good business to be in, and being public is the best way to have the means of your expectation of growth. You can raise money the right way to really finance what we need to finance. It's expensive. It's a lot of investments that you need to make, but we are making investment for the future. We have a vision for the data centers that we are building in the 5 to 20 years. And for electrical infrastructure anyway, this is what's needed. You need to build with that kind of time frame which is also great because you can also finance it with long-term debt with traditional banks. And so in that case, you go like any kind of industries, you do like infrastructure deals and you finance it over 20 years. And you can also do it in collaboration in some ways with the municipalities and or the states or government. I think this is where we are going. And I think Bitcoin miners will play a role in that new hosting data centers that are needed for AI and HPC. And we are starting. We've been looking at it for a long time, but now we are really starting into doing what we call sometimes in a business an MVP, a minimal viable product. We want to get some servers running and then get some revenues with it and then be able to scale the right way.
Gotcha. Yeah, and we all hope the bull market's coming back here, Romain, so I can agree with you there. Now, you covered a lot there. I like the strategy of debt financing. I think you said 9.5% interest as opposed to diluting shareholders. That's a big concern with some of the peers in this category. I know the investment community, retail specifically, are generally not a big fan of that. So I like that move. And I understand this is fluid and may change, but as it stands now, looking out 5-10 years, what kind of revenue mix do you foresee between the AI stuff, the high performance computing, the mining? Is it going to be kind of a third? Are you not sure? How should we think about that?
Honestly, I'm not sure because it's still a nascent market for. I mean, the market for AI is not new, obviously, but the need and the needs that will be needed for electricity and managing is so big, and also for blockchain, and maybe they will work together. And also, I believe that the mix will be a mix between infrastructure for AI and HPC and infrastructure for blockchain and particularly Bitcoin. And it's by balancing the load of the electricity and getting the same kind of like efficiency in managing efficiency that we could bring something. So is it going to be 1/3, 2/3, 2/3, 1/3? I don't know yet. What I know is that we know how to deploy and manage Bitcoin mining the right way. We want to grow this. We want to continue as much as we can. We are going to plug more computers, but we also want to touch and to start deploying infrastructures. You know, in Bitcoin, we have a cycle of 4 years, usually around the halving. In AI, HPC, what is it going to be? 5 years, 6 years? We don't know. But what we know in the next 2 years, we are going to focus on deploying infrastructure to service this nascent industry. Maybe we will start by hosting computers from others like we did with Bitcoin mining. But we are getting there. We are growing our infrastructure. We have no limit. We want to grow as big as possible. We are a public company and we have these objectives. But we want to do it the right way. And as you said, we need to use the right mix of debt and equity financing. Equity, we have always done it as a entrepreneur mindset. We are not here to dilute our shareholders. Even when we did a CPC, when we entered on the Canadian stock market, we made sure that the shareholders of the company would not be diluted over the top. And every time we are thinking about the deal, we are thinking about this. We are going, I mean, not us, I mean, us, I hope, but all of the Bitcoin miners are saying they're not going to the moon, they're going to Mars. It's going to be, when we see the bull market going back, I think we're really going to see interesting move in the market and we hope to benefit from it.
Sure. So let's talk about the market a little bit and then we'll get into the HODL strategy here. I feel like I've just got more and more questions as we keep going, Romain. So
I'm sorry.
No, that's good. That's good. So you guys are definitely a smaller cap, smaller hash rate than some of the other companies we talk about on the channel. Now, there has been a kind of consensus from a lot of the retail community that the halving, which you just mentioned, is going to be a little bit harder on the smaller players just due to their balance sheet and obviously the unpredictability of power prices and the Bitcoin price. I know in your guys' press releases, you call out specifically average asset book value per running petahash. And I know you really pride yourself on your balance sheet and that flexibility. So can you talk to us a little bit about the financial position and how specifically that's going to impact the halving?
Sure. So the halving is what we built for, and not the halving. The halvings, the next and the next and the next. We've been one halving already. We started in 2017. We've been the ups and downs of the market. to succeed in the business, you need to have low price electricity. We have it. Efficiency in managing your computing power. We thought that we have it. But you need also to buy your computers at the right price. And when you have dynamics in a market with the difficulties that changes, the price of the Bitcoin that is very volatile, the only way you can manage, or the way we found to manage our business was to focus on our efficiency and our cost and reducing everything we can. So that's what we've been building on, because that's how you pass the next halving. Our electricity price is fixed. Not going to change at the halving. It's not changing in winter. It's not changing in summer. It's one provider, Hydro-Québec. We have a small specificity where with Hydro-Joliette, it's a municipality in Quebec. So our electricity price is not changing, and our efficiency is one of the best. We have set up our operation for the event that is coming. And I would say, to some extent, it's true that you have different elements. It's true it's going to be difficult, but I don't agree with the statement that only the bigger will survive. I think only the more performant will survive. Again, in the business, it's not about being big. It's about performance. When you're performant, go big, because you want to produce as much Bitcoin as you can. So we're building for this. It's true it's something that is on our radar for a long time. But again, with the kind of results we announced in the past. By the way, we are going to announce our Q2 before the end of August. So if people want to follow us, we will do a live presentation at a date that will be announced pretty soon. So the halving coming, cheap electricity price or low price electricity, stable, efficiency in running your miners, no fat, as we call it, in the industry.
Yeah.
And then being able to have both your computers at the right price, which is what we have done also in the deal with the debt offering. We bought miners at one of the best prices of the industry, because I've seen it before where you buy your miners at a high price per terahash and it is delivered in the future. It's impossible to forecast what's going to happen. And that's what happened again. That happened in 2018. That happened again in 2021. People buy miners at whatever prices because the market is going up and crazy, and they do over debt, over financing and everything. And we've not been like this in our company. Sometimes it's frustrating because you could grow faster. But we've not been like this, and we are not building for this. We're entrepreneurs. We're here for the long run. I've never sold one of my shares in the company. I don't intend to. And we are really growing the company to the maximum. You always need to do dilution in companies. But what we're looking at is how can we do a positive dilution. Something so good that, you can continue going. And that's what we've been working on. It's a tough market for raising money for everyone today in the market. Not only Bitcoin, every subject. But that's how it is. And what we need to do as a company is to be ready to really do the right deal when the market is ready for us. And that's what we've been working on from day one, since day one.
Yeah, I like that strategy and focusing more so on efficiency than size. I saw listed on your website, you guys have growth plans up to 10 exahash. So is that kind of the thinking here, is wait till the halving, see who gets shaken out, and then maybe do some M&A activity, pick up some mining rigs at a discount? Or
we are opportunistic in the way. Today, the opportunity to find power running or not running with Bitcoin miners are plenty. Sweden, Ohio, Canada. You have places where you can transform energy and apply it into making it a computing power that will make money. That's what we do. We know we can do it. We scale it. We have the team to do it. We've been doing it for a long time. Scaling to 200 megawatts, 500 megawatts is not an issue. So we're looking at different kind of opportunities. We want to do it the right way, with the right kind of financing also. But yes, that's the goal for the company. We don't want to stop where we are. It's good to be cautious, but it's also good to grow. We want to grow. And again, we want to grow keeping our performance in mind.
Gotcha. Yeah, we just had CleanSpark on, and Matt made a good point. In this industry with the deflationary setup of Bitcoin, and with the mining difficulty increasing, if you're not growing, you're pretty much shrinking in this industry. So I like that approach. Now, last question for you, and then I'll let you go here, Romain. How should we think about the company's HODL strategy moving into next year? We've seen a lot of the miners really just covering operational costs, selling the minimum Bitcoin needed. Is that the same approach we're going to see from SATO?
Yes and no. We are opportunistic. We are existing and we are mining Bitcoin in order to have more digital assets on our balance sheet. As much as we can, we want to keep our Bitcoin. But we know that sometimes having Bitcoin in front of you is part of your financing way to grow the company. That's what we've done since 2017. That's what we have continued doing. Now we are 100% self-mining. We also need to use some of our revenues to pay for our electricity and operations. But we're opportunistic. Sometimes we try to pay for what we need, keep as much as we can. Sometimes we could also deploy our Bitcoin. We don't want to have a rule, even so the main rule is really to grow our digital assets in the industry. And that's why we developed something which is also, and I don't have the time to talk about it today, but we developed L2 infrastructure also for Bitcoin. So we're working on the Lightning Network services and also ordinals. We've made a wallet for iOS and Android for ordinals. We made a platform to check if you have rare sats into your Bitcoin wallet. It's more like a second side business, but we're working on as an infrastructure people, we want to build the infrastructure for mining and computing power, but also for the services that will serve the billions of people using these two technologies in the future.
Great. Well, it's evident we'll have to have you back. We've got a lot more to talk about, but I know we're at time.
With pleasure.
Romain, thanks so much for being with us here. I'll leave a link to the company website and information below. Have a great rest of your day.
You too. Thank you very much.